Welcome to our new series, the 200 Movie Challenge. Our goal this year is to watch 200 movies that we haven't seen yet. If you want to listen to the full podcast where this clip is from, the link will be in the description. Now enjoy today's movie.
No, so I know when we started this project, your goal was, not just 100, but you're like two a week. Like you felt like you weren't going to go over too much, but as you mentioned, but you actually watched the third movie. You squeezed in a third movie this week.
I did.
So
Yeah.
what was that movie? And tell us a little about it.
Yeah, so that movie was Robert Eggers' The Northman, or Northman, however you want to say it. I've been on a Robert Eggers kick. I've been trying to catch up to all of his movies. I saw, The Witch. I saw Lighthouse, which was that movie crazy. And now this is the third one I've seen from Robert Eggers. Trying to get, kind of ready for eventually seeing Nosferatu. Badass movie. I like Vikings. I think this was incredibly well done. It's a way bigger scale than The Lighthouse, obviously, for Robert Eggers, because the Lighthouse only has Willem Dafoe, Robert Pattinson. Which, by the way, if you have not seen that movie, dude, you have to be in the right mindset. But it is a mind fuck of a movie. Okay, The Lighthouse. It's fucking crazy. It's in black and white. And it is out of control. But if you want to see a great performance, Willem Dafoe is fucking ridiculous in that movie. And now he's kind of plays a little bit of a role in this one. But with this movie, real quick synopsis of the beginning. You have a king who apparently, Ethan Hawke, surprised me that he was in this movie. Him and his son, he's got his son ready to take over him. His son's only 13 years old. The king gets betrayed by his brother, gets killed. The little boy has to go into exile. They think he's dead, right? You've heard the story before.
Mm-hmm.
He comes back as a beast Viking, like berserker, and is trying to exact revenge. Ends up following his father's killer to Iceland, where the meat of the story happens, and then everything that goes on. But just very well done, not over directed. I think that Robert Eggers kind of took not as a crazy step back, because if you watch The Lighthouse, you'll be like, what the hell is going on? Very stylistic. This was good. It was had epic shots, but it wasn't over the top stylistic shots. It was just a simple revenge story. It was done very well. Some of the shots were really, really great. Iceland, obviously, where Death Stranding was filmed. You'll recognize it. Obviously, you've played that game a lot. It's just a badass Viking movie, and it doesn't ask a lot out of you. It's really well done, and all the way, it even has a very cool climactic battle with volcanoes in the background, and it is done way better than Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Anakin Skywalker. But that's a different podcast for a different time.
A different day.
Different day. But overall, I thought this movie was awesome. I mean, I don't know if I'll see this movie again. It's one of those that I really liked it, but I don't know if I'll ever see it again. And in comparison, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie The Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hardy. That's a movie that's really long, really well done, super badass. I liked it, and I will rewatch it again despite how long it is, because it's just that good. Northman, I don't know. I might check it out maybe one time. I don't know. I'm not sure. But overall, I thought it was very, very good.
Now, before we get into your ranking, I will have to say, first of all, I love Ethan Hawke. I love a lot of the films he's done. I've talked about Before Sunset, Sunrise. I'm looking at this picture,
Yeah.
Soto, and the female at the end. I recognized her, and I had to look this up while you're talking. Her name's Anya Taylor-Joy. I love The
Correct.
Queen's Gambit. That was such a great miniseries. I don't know if you heard of it on Netflix and shit like that.
I'm aware of it.
Yeah, it is such a good series. So I looked at that face. I'm like, I recognize her. So I'm liking this cast. I had never even heard of this movie, to be honest with you. So I'll have to, again,
Have you
I
ever
know
seen?
I keep,
Have you ever seen The Witch? Have you ever seen The Witch?
Nope.
That's her. That's Robert Eggers' first movie. She's in it, and it takes place in a New England kind of Puritan era town. But dude, it's wicked well done. I don't know if it's her first role, but that's really where she started getting big. She was also in that fucking M. Night Shyamalan movie with that guy that had the multiple personalities. I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, Split.
Split. She
Split.
was in
Yeah,
that.
I have not seen that one.
So if you like her, she's been in a few things. Also, I was thinking about watching that Furiosa movie too. She's good, and she's good in this too. So, and Nicole Kidman is kind of forgettable.
Well, another good actress. But anyhow, so the question is, where
Yeah.
do you rank this on your list?
Yeah, I rank it. I rank it just below Lawrence Arabia. Not like just below it as far as a movie goes, but like second place.
On your list?
Yeah, there'll probably be other movies that will go, in between Northman and Lawrence Arabia, but for now, it is. I have to acknowledge I enjoyed it, and it's better done than The Fall Guy. So it's like that was the kind of compromise I made. Obviously, way more entertaining than Oppenheimer. So number two is where this movie will stay, and I think we'll see. We'll see if it stays there.
Well, here's a question I got to ask about your list. Are your thoughts of going towards the future? So Lawrence
Yeah.
of Arabia obviously is such an epic movie. We talk about Best Picture
So good.
1963. Do you feel that's going to stay at the top of your list throughout this year? Like, do you feel
No.
that you're going to watch something better?
I think I might. I might. You know what I mean? I've got some ideas of things that I haven't seen yet that are a little bit on the older side that might overtake it. I could easily see a movie being better than Lawrence of Arabia. Not because Lawrence of Arabia is bad, but because there's so much that I haven't seen still that, could still, blow my mind. Like one of the movies I have that's on my queue is, um, I'm not saying it's better than Lawrence of Arabia, but I'm going to watch A Fistful of Dollars and for a few dollars more. I've owned those DVDs. I've just never watched them. Like so, I bought like a 3-pack of those two movies and then The Good, Bad, and the Ugly. I've seen The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, obviously, many times, but I've never seen the Man with No Name trilogy, like complete Man with No Name trilogy. So, as I look at stupid ass stuff that's on Tubi, I will also look at classics that I've never seen, and something maybe better than Lawrence Arabia for sure. I don't think anything's gonna be better shot. If something is better shot, I'll eat my hat. I don't know.
No, I don't want you to do that. No.
I don't know what would be better shot. I mean, shit, the movie's in 70 millimeter native, and it just looks gorgeous, dude. Like it is just. I told my buddy today because he was like, "Oh, will you watch Lawrence Arabia again?" I'm like, if I do watch it again, it'll have to be like somebody's like, this is playing in a theater, and they're gonna show the original 70 millimeter print on like IMAX or some shit. And I'd be like, you know what? I'm fucking there. Like I'll experience that shit in a huge ass screen. I'll fucking watch that. It's just a masterpiece of cinema. I didn't know it was the best picture of 1962, but it is just like every shot, the colors, everything is just so gorgeous. And the story is complex too. The story is complex. It's got a very complex character arc with Peter O'Toole as T.E. Lawrence, and yeah, no, to kind of the long way, I think that, yeah, again, it's going to be tough to top it, but I do have a feeling that I'll end up watching something I've never seen before that might be better. You never know.
And that's how we're taking this journey. So, Soto, that's going to end our second episode. So, total combined for me and you, we've watched 11 films already. Now, we're recording this on January 15th. If we keep up with this pace, which I know some weeks we can't, but the funny thing is, if we kept up with this pace, that means by the end of the year, we're going to see 264 movies. Well, I know the final week we're not watching movies because we're going to discuss our list, but still I laugh. I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
we're at a good pace right now. Like you said, 2 a week at least. If we can squeeze in a third or more, it's going to help. But yeah, so you know what? I mean, I will say these have been some interesting movies and some interesting lists. So.
Chad, we used to have 7 movies a week that we watched.
And I used to watch the shit out of 7 films. And I said this in the very
It
first
wasn't
episode.
enough.
The good, the bad, and the real bad. The good and the bad. I
It
used to
wasn't
just
enough.
watch shit.
We would use it up. We would use up all 7 rentals. We'd be like, this is... we'd be like, oh, we only have 7 rentals, and then plus we would get the bonus Tuesday new releases. We'd get those early too, which was awesome. I think... From what I remember, we had to sign those out, but they didn't count against your 7 rentals, did they?
Franchise, they did not.
Your
Corporate,
franchise,
they did.
right.
Because we actually that was part
corporate.
of our 10. Because I think we had 10 free rentals with corporate. But but the thing is, you just had to bring it back before opening Tuesday. But anyhow, Yeah, we used to watch so much back in the day, and we have not watched that much, at least I haven't in the last, 12, 13 years. So
Oh,
it'll be
I would
interesting.
die.
You
I
might
would
have watched
die.
a little bit more than me. But we'll see. We'll see where we go with this list. But yes, there's some interesting ones on my docket. I will throw a tease out there since you did. My wife wants me to watch with her Les Mis. So the one with Russell
The one with
Crowe.
Hugh Jackman?
Yeah, Hugh Jackman and Russell Crowe. She loved it. She had to
Wow.
watch it for school. She's like, "Would you watch this with me again?" And I said, "You know what? I will do it. I like
It's a
musicals,
new
so
movie.
I like for me it counts." So I don't know
Yes.
when, but that is going to be on my docket.
Les
And
Mis.
Les Mis. So we'll
What
see
about
how that.
Cats? You gonna watch Cats with Taylor Swift?
If it's free, maybe. I know. Well, we do want to see Wicked, so I don't know how that might come to streaming services later this
I heard it's
year.
good. I heard it's good.
Yeah,
I'm
so
just not into
that's
musicals, man. I
we
just don't
are.
do musicals.
Yeah, so I know I
Yeah.
do. But that we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what's out there. But I can definitely tell you, Les Mis will pop up on this year. So one way or another, it will. So
Interesting.
100%.
Wow, just expanding your horizons.
I love musicals. I'm fine with it. I wouldn't say it just came out after I stopped watching movies, so I just had no inkling to go to it. So, but anyhow, Soto, before we go, I always like to ask you this: have you learned anything from today's episode? Last week you learned you're going to watch more shit movies, or you just be more random.
Yeah.
But have you learned anything from this episode?
Yeah, I'm gonna continue the random path. It worked out well for me. I don't think it's gonna be consistently good. When I check out the random stuff, I'm due. I'm due for something that I'm gonna look at and go, why did I watch this? I don't know if it'll be next week. I don't know if it's the week before. Because with this, I do lean to watching things that I want to watch because I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's kind
this
of
is
the
an
point.
excuse for me to watch something, right? I don't want to be like, you know what? I hate myself. I'm gonna watch Thanksgiving 3. Like I don't know. I don't know if I'm feeling that kind of vibe. I don't know. I only have so much time. Like I told you earlier, do I watch a new movie? Do I watch something I've seen before? But if I watch something I've seen before, that could be time I could be using to watch a new movie. And so that's the anxiety spiral that I'm dealing with this. But why can't it be both? We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I think we got to get a few in there for you. Somehow, you need to find a way. Not a lot. I'm just saying a few. Every now and then, throw in a very random movie. But we'll talk
Random
about that
movie.
later. We'll
Okay.
talk about
All
that.
right.
We've seen Thanksgiving. We've seen Sharks of the Corn. I'm not
Oh
saying you have to
God.
do it every week, but once in a while, just find that movie that what the fuck's this, and we'll talk about it. I got my Under the Bed. I threw that in there. I don't know the next time I'll watch a shit movie like that, so we'll see. I just know it's probably gonna happen. But Soto, until next time, as we usually say, we used to say making a blockbuster night, so just enjoy some movies, enjoy some new releases.
Hmm. Watch some bad ones.
Definitely watch some bad ones.